Howdy rock buds, it's Papa. Hope you guys are doing well today. Today we have a rock story that is about limestone, dolomite, and marble. So, hope this video works for you. If so, please subscribe. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. So here we go, rock story, limestone, dolomite, and marble. As you guys likely know, limestone forms in warm, shallow seas. I say shallow, probably 300 feet or less, and limestone forms where there's not a lot of mud coming out into the ocean, like at the Mississippi Delta. In these warm, shallow seas, all kinds of shell creatures make their shells out of calcium carbonate that's dissolved in the ocean water. Calcium comes from basalt lava erupted from volcanoes and then washed down into the sea. The carbonate comes from carbon dioxide dissolved in seawater. In its crystal form, calcium carbonate is the mineral calcite. Here's some that's kind of whitish clearish, but it can also be yellowish and maybe even other colors. Hey guys, all these shells from these sea creatures, when they die, settle down on the bottom and get slowly mashed by layers above into a kind of a limey mud, and over many eons of time that limey mud is turned into limestone. We're going to look at some limestone in just a second. Here's some relatively young limestone from the Cemex limestone quarry near Perry, Georgia. This is the Tivola limestone. Tivola limestone is about 40 million years old, and that's pretty young for limestone. So you can actually see some of the pieces of shells embedded in this hunk of limestone. So this is what young limestone looks like. Let's test this for limestone by putting strong hydrochloric acid on it, and it fizzes, proving it's limestone. Okay, now look at this rock. This is also limestone, but it's much, much older than the Tivola. This is Conasauga limestone from the Cambrian period, maybe about 530 million years ago. Time and tectonics have eliminated virtually all of the presence of any kinds of shells and turned this stuff gray. Those same processes have caused calcite crystals to form, and that's the white material in the magnified section. The white streaks look a lot like quartz, but if you take a steel knife to them, you can scratch them, whereas you can't scratch quartz. And also, let's do the acid test on this rock. Just a couple of drops on this piece of Cambrian limestone and it fizzes away. When limestone is subjected to the heat and pressure of metamorphism, it becomes marble. All of the calcium carbonate of the limestone has been mashed into tightly packed calcite crystals. This specimen of marble comes from the Murphy Marble Belt, which runs through southern North Carolina and northern Georgia. It's those thin purpley lines that run through Ellijay, Georgia, and Jasper, Georgia. The Murphy Marble began as limestone in latest Precambrian, maybe 550, 560 million years ago. And then that limestone was metamorphosed into marble by a combination of the Taconian orogeny and the Acadian orogeny. Here is the marble quarry near Tate, Georgia, which is right on the Murphy Marble Belt, and a couple of the beautiful kinds of marble that come out of this quarry. Years ago, Mr. Tate, the owner of the quarry, built himself a beautiful marble mansion out of pink marble that's called the Pink Palace. One way to tell marble from quartz, which it resembles, or even quartzite, is to scratch it with a knife. Quartz and quartzite will not scratch with the knife because they're harder than the knife, but marble is softer, and so it does scratch. And marble also fizzes when you put acid solution on it. Now let's look at dolomite. Dolomite forms when magnesium from those same basalt lava and volcanoes and upper mantle ultramafic rocks comes down into the hot shallow sea where the limestone is and somehow chemically mixes with the limestone, so you get calcium magnesium carbonate. And here are some examples of dolomite. Hey guys, most of the dolomite on planet Earth was formed during Silurian times. That would be about 450 million years ago to about 400 million years ago. Geologists are still trying to figure out why so much dolomite was formed during Silurian. But they call the Silurian the Great Age of Dolomite. And one of the dolomites, called the Lockport Dolomite, is the dolomite over which Niagara Falls flows. Does dolomite fizz when you put acid on it? The answer is yes, but not near as readily or quickly as limestone and marble. You can take a knife and scratch up some of the dolomite and then put acid on it, and you'll get a bigger reaction. Here's a big hunk of real churty dolomite from out west. Let's give it the old fizz test. Yep. Calcium magnesium carbonate, dolomite. Look at this stuff. This is called shady dolomite, and it's from the Cambrian period, maybe 550 million years ago to about 500 million years ago. And it doesn't look like the other specimens of dolomite we looked at. That's because it's super ancient, and also the dolomite has been mineralized by volcanic activity. Hot volcanic fluids flush through this material, putting mostly iron in it, but also barite, which is a rock made of the mineral or element barium. When barite forms crystals in the presence of iron, you get these beautiful barite roses. Does the shady dolomite fizz in acid? Well, maybe just a tiny bit, because most of that brown stuff is iron. Okay, rock buds, that's the story for limestone, marble, and dolomite. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. And this is your Rock Papa saying, have a great day and happy rock hunt.